Hey, how's it going everybody? It's me, Scott from One Last Hand, and last time out we were exploring, well, the Wild West ultimately, with a salt mine over here and a dark cave over here that we went into, and when we went in there we battled this thing. We did our best to tame it, but ultimately we were just too damn good, and we did a bit too much damage to it, so we didn't succeed on that one. However, there's a couple of things that were happening. So once we finished that combat, we've got a choice. Chase the Luminesca away for good. Let the Luminesca retreat. I'm going to let it retreat, I think. I know we were trying to clear it out for these guys, but I'm not an arsehole. It may come back sometime later. Gain the local threat part 2 status. I can do that. I don't know where my local threat thing is. Down here. Okay. Local threat part 2. What else have we got going on? Let's just move these over a tad. Gain 1 essence. I can do that. Perfect. That will help if we have a random combat. Go to script H33.
As the Luminesca leaves the cave, the colours and shadows begin to shift. You stare at it in confusion to discover after a while that the mistling hid its lair behind an illusion, which is now dispersing. You feel an urge to approach and figure out what the illusion has revealed.
Gain Secret 48. If you have any part of the Lost Engineer status, continue the exploration. No, we don't. Secret, what number did I say? 46. Oh, we're at 45. 46. Okay. That's interesting. Where does this go? Goes over here, right? Okay. If you have the Lost Engineer status, continue the. If you have any part of the Lost Engineer status, continue exploration. Is this requirement met? No, it's not.
Once the illusion is gone, you hear someone cry for help from the depths of the cave. For a minute, you are certain that it is a part of the spell. A trap, possibly? But there are genuine emotions in the cry. It may be for real. What if someone is in serious trouble?
Delve deeper into the cave. Here we go. Go to script H36.
The darkness in the cave is almost impenetrable. But as you run your hand against the wall, you feel the grooves of engravings. It is too dark to see what they present, but as your sense of hearing is heightened, you pick up some distinct sounds from the depths. You call out, but an echo is the only answer.
Okay. Oh, hold on. I wonder. I'm just going to go back slightly.
Once the illusion is gone,
hold on.
You hear
one second.
As the luminescence.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm just
going to continue through these.
Once the
delve deeper into the cave. Yeah, we done
the darkness
that.
In the.
I just wondered if any of these were continue the exploration, because if they were, we'd have to do our secret card down here. They weren't. Analyze the engravings. If you have a torch or a light mistling, go to script 50. We don't. Lose a time and go to script H50. Okay, we can't lose any more time.
You begin to understand the message of the drawing on the cave wall. It shows an island flooded with stormy ocean waves and a tower soaring in the middle of it. There is a drop-shaped window at the top of the tower, drawn with great meticulousness in gold. It seems that the window had an important meaning for the builders, but it also has an ominous aura.
Go to script H36.
The darkness in the cave.
Yep, okay. We're going to climb down the crack. If you have a rope, go to script H52. We don't have a rope. Oh, God. Lose a time, you go to script H52. Ha, joke's on you, mate. If you have any part of the Lost Engineer status, there's nothing interesting here. Go to script H9. Is this requirement met? No, it's not.
When your eyes adjust to the darkness, you spot a person cowering in the corner. You come closer to realize that it is a shabby man in tattered clothes. He eyes you in disbelief and springs up. His eyes fill with tears of happiness. I thought I was going to have to stay here for the rest of my days. face. He stammers out, his voice shaky and words jumbled. He tells you his story. His name is Andre, and he is both the local engineer and the co-owner of the salt factory. You might have already met his collaborator, Naran. Alas, as he was repairing a pipe on the lowest level of the machinery, someone took his ladder away. He tried to find another way out, but he got lost in the maze of corridors, and his frightful journey through the dark turned into a deadly horror. The tunnels kept shifting and vanishing, and all the known landmarks changed.
Take him to the oasis. Advise him not to return to the oasis. Someone took his ladder. I mean, they're trying to kill him, right? Why would I tell him not to go there, though? Because we're getting a reward. Take him to the oasis. Andrew says that Naran will certainly help him. Go to script 8H87.
You return with Andre to the oasis. Tired and relieved, you reach the first tents and realize that your arrival has been noticed by the guards. To your surprise, they seem agitated, and they ignore your friendly welcome gestures. "What's going on here?" Andre whispers. The officer appears and snarls a few orders. Two men grab the surprised Andre and guide him away. "Hey," you protest firmly. "Leave him alone." "The man is exhausted," one of the guards shouts back, "and he must rest, and you'd better leave him alone, for your own good." Shocked, you see them leading Andre to the largest tent.
Whoopsie. Gain the Lost Engineer Part 2 status. I can do that. Lost Engineer Part 2. I'm guessing we should have not returned the Lost Engineer, since they're the ones who lost him. Okay, we're done here. We go to H57. Hold on, did that say continue the exploration? Yeah, continue the exploration. We're turning this over. This says, the scorching sun is unbearable. You hope to finish your investigation soon, or else you and your misslings may suffer from sunstroke. Go to H85.
The sun-scorched desert is not an appropriate place for your mistlings. You must find the tower as fast as possible.
Gain 1 fatigue. Oh, good. Okay. Place secret 06 in the slot. Set the time to 3. Okay. Continue the exploration. Well, we can only really go here, so H57.
The illusion vanishes to reveal the dome of the tower, jutting out of the desert. The main body of the tower is seemingly buried in layers of sand. Your previous experiences have taught you not to trust your senses, so you approach the dome and touch it lightly. It is solid. No more illusions, then. Now, how to get inside? There is a hole in the roof, it seems, and a drop-shaped window. And, oh, this is interesting. There are tracks leading to the tower.
Are they pointy ones? Enter the tower. This script ends the exploration. Go to script H77. I don't feel like I've done much here, but script H77. If you have the Eager Tamer Part 3 status, go to script H94. I do have that, I'm pretty sure. Okay.
Before you enter the tower, you stop and spend a moment with Alvin. You don't want to expose him to the dangers that might await you in buried ruins, so you ask him to go north to Drosy Bay and take a boat west. You will meet him again in Moongore, your hometown. At first, he insists on staying with you, but the prospect of being able to meet more exotic aquatic mistlings convinces him to leave. "Just stay safe, Chief. Please." You just nod.
Oh no, hold on. I'm just going to go back slightly. Because I don't want to finish the exploration here, right? I want to go to H11 to see if I get a reward for turning in that dude. Okay, Let's find out. If you have the Lost Engineer Part 2 states, the guard stops you as you approach the tent and explains that you cannot come inside. Andrea's condition is critical. Now he's taking care of him. Is this met? Yes. Okay, well, we can't do that. H6, do we go back there?
The small settlement.
We can talk to the merchants. We can go to the watering place. We can approach the guards. We can buy some equipment. We can buy some items. We don't have any money. So we can leave that one. We can't go to the other one unless we've got some money. I think we leave. H57. Okay, we're off. I think we may have failed a lot of things there. Enter the tower. This ends the current exploration. Go to H77. If you have the eager tamer, we do. Enter the tower by the... Oh, hold on. Enter the tower by the roof. Enter the tower through the window. By the roof. H66. If you have the eluding towers status, go to script H91. I think I do. I think I got it in a controversial manner. Yes, I do.
You are about to enter the tower when you recollect that you have the plans from the ruined Fey city in the mountains. You take it out and analyze it. It seems it's the same structure, but somehow you are looking at its roof, and the rest of the construction is buried deep in the sand. There are several strange symbols around the structure, but there is an arrow that suggests a way in, and a little diagram. You touch two stones, and something clicks. You move away to the part of the roof that rose a little, and find an easy way in with a ladder. At the bottom, you find a stash of useful items.
End the exploration, open map 17, place secret 11 on the event, set the timer, gain 2 items. Okay, well, let's do the 2 items bit first. There's only 3 here. We've got a leather pouch and we've got a coin of misfortune. We could gain 1 silver or 1 silver. Immediately gain 1 silver. Okay, good. And immediately gain 1 silver. Good. Okay, great. So we need to take these all off. We need to go to map 17, which is here. Oh my goodness, it's one of these ones. Look at this. Look at this place. Gain 2 items, lock scripts. I need to lock some scripts. I'm just going to look for a number before we lock these. Let's have a little look here. There must have been a locked number on that last one we were on, surely. I can't see anything. Okay, so there's a lot of locking going on anyway, so let's do that. So we're locking... what are we locking? We're locking H7. We're locking H41. We're locking H71. We are locking H60. We are locking H63. Let's just check we've got that. H7, H41, H71, H60, H63. Go to script H62. So the timer goes on 3. We discard secret 06 and we look for secret 11. Okay, well there's secret 11 and secret 06 goes back in here. Made a right mess of this, hold on. Okay. There we go, and we got our 2 coins, so they can go away. It's reshuffle time. Okay, go to script H62.
Once you enter the tower, you notice Skuld. The Fae has fallen into a treacherous crack, and must have at least twisted her ankle, because she had a hard time standing up. So far, she hasn't seen you. Her Shade Claw is not around, or so it seems. Skuld is a capable woman. She will surely get out of this mess one way or another, but you two have a history. Why not help her out?
Help Skuld out, leave Skuld. What do I know? She's fallen down a crack. But she's okay. I mean, if I leave her, do I get to watch? Let's just watch. Go to script H53.
You quietly leave the crack, hoping that Skuld hasn't seen you. You look around the inside of the tower, which looks and feels like a temple, and you notice stairs going down. You follow your gut feeling and head there, convinced that whatever you are looking for must be down there. Going down, however, is not going to be easy.
Okay, gain the light in the shadows, part 5. We got any of those? Light in the shadows, we do. Okay. Begin the exploration. Okay, let's just tuck these back. Let's put secret 11 down here. And we've got a water token beside us from earlier, so hopefully that's going to be beneficial. Begin the exploration. Okay, we obviously are up here somewhere, so we're going to H1, right?
The place must have been protected by the illusion of the Luminesca. Although you are not fully aware of how exactly the Mistling did it, could it have transformed the light into a solid material? Strange. Anyway, you stand idly and watch masses of sand relentlessly flow through the door under the surface of the desert. Whatever is hidden at the bottom of the tower will disappear in seconds, but you can still make the effort to slow down the process.
Try and stop the downfall of sand. Go to script H8.
You attempt to stop the flow of sand, but the indifferent masses relentlessly push you toward the edge. The fall is becoming more and more probable.
Oh, good. Perform a test. When you draw a card with at least one eyeball on, gain 3 damage or immediately draw the next card. If you have a tool, once per test, we don't. Mistling, an earth mistling, you may add or subtract 1. If we get 8 or less, the sand has overwhelmed you. The attempt to save the accessor to the crack failed. You have only lost time. Continue the exploration. 9. It cost you a lot of effort, but you managed to stop the flow of sand. Now you'll be able to access the secrets at the bottom of the tower. Gain 1 fatigue, play token A in slot 2. 10. You managed to stop the flow of sand and you may be able to access the secrets at the bottom level. Okay, so we need our items again. We're doing a test. We need 10, and let's just remind ourselves, when we draw a card with an eyeball, I immediately take 3 damage or draw the next card. We have 1. What have we got over here? We've got test, add or subtract 3, and we can add or subtract 1 for our mistling. So we've got 2. We have another 3, so that's 5. We then have 6, 7. So I'm going to spend our add or subtract 3, right, to get us to 10. You managed to stop the flow of time. You may be able to access the secrets at the bottom of the tower. Place token A in slot 2. Here. Continue the exploration. Perfect. We didn't get any eyeballs. Maybe we're turning a corner. Right. You managed to stop it. Put token A in slot. Continue the exploration. So, hold on. Does that mean... No, so we go to H32. We should try that, I guess.
You approach the ancient rickety bookcase, its shelves bending with the weight of old scrolls and parchments.
Examine the scrolls. Lose the time. Go to script H39. If you have Tower Secret Part 1 status, you've already studied the scrolls. I'm pretty sure we don't have Tower Secret any statuses. Is this requirement met? No. If you have the Light in the Shadows Part 4 status, Light in the Shadows we don't. Go to script H44, it's not.
You recognise the symbols. You've seen similar ones in the ruins near Kehrberg, and Skuld also used them. You are none the wiser, though, as you still don't understand the alphabet. The books are useless to you. Fortunately, the Fae, left a lot of drawings, most of which depict an island with a single tower surrounded by the stormy sea. This is the only lead you get.
Okay, gain the Tower Secret Part 1 status. Tower Secret Part 1. Okay, continue the exploration. H42 it is.
You see the remains of ancient stairs here, but decide not to trust them. A safer, yet not very safe, way down will be sliding down the pillar, where you can find some footholds here and there.
Try to climb down. Go to script H46.
You decide to slide down the pillar.
Why wouldn't I take the stairs? Perform a test. At the end of the test, if you have at least 2 eyeballs, each Mistling gains 2 damage. At the end of the test, if you have the Light in the Shadows Part 4 status, add 1. A Limping Scold is dragging you down. Light in the Shadows Part 4. Did I just check that? I don't have that. Spend a rope, look at the top 5 cards and put them back in any order. 5 the descent takes you some time and leaves you exhausted, gain 1 fatigue and lose a time. It takes you a while, but you manage to get there, lose a time. You manage to slide down without any problems. 7 is what we're looking for. 8 or more, your hand loses its grip as you are going down. You may spend a rope to continue, otherwise open a different script. Okay, here we go. We're looking for a 7 really, a 6 will do. We have a 1 with an eyeball. We have a 3, so we're up to 4. What happens if we get 2 eyeballs? We get 2 damage each. Okay, so we're up to 4. 5, 6, 7 and 2 eyeballs. We're going to take that. You managed to slide down. We are going to take 2 damage each to our Mistlings. Ouchie. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. You managed to slide down without any problems. H65. Uh-oh. Hold on.
You have managed to reach the lower part of the tower.
Yay. Unlock scripts H7, H41, H1, lock scripts H1, H32, and H42. Oh great, so I've just got these 2 to go to. Well, let's go to H7 then, shall we? Continue the exploration.
Judging by the footprints, Fae have been here and not long ago. The books attracted their attention, obviously. Some of them are scattered on the floor, which makes you frown. Most of them look ancient, and they may have crumbled to dust this way.
Okay, analyze the books, search the place. There is only if there is no token in slot B. Only if there is no token B in slot 1, sorry. Analyze the books. It's going to cost us some time. Search the place. It's going to cost us some time. I'm going to do the search.
You search the place and find a small box filled with coins. The currency went out of circulation ages ago, but the coins may still be worth something.
Gain 4 silver. Holy moly. 1, 2... 3, 4. I think that might be the richest we've ever been. Place token B in slot 1 and continue the exploration. I lost some time, right? I think I slid that down. Okay, let's H41 it, shall we?
The only way to get down is to slide down the column. Luckily, the column is overgrown with fossilized barnacles, which offer ample footholds and make the descent easier.
You're going to make me do a test again, right? Go script H56.
You attempt to slide down the pillar to reach the bottom part of the tower.
Perform a test. Oh, good. 2 eyeballs. Each Mistling takes 1 damage. If you have the Light in the Shadow 4, Limping Scold is dragging you down. Look at the top 5 cards of the item deck if you have a rope. We don't. The descent takes time. 5 gives us 1 fatigue and lose time. 6, the descent takes a lot of time, but you reach the ground safely. You lose 1 time. 7, you reach the ground. Sorry, reach the bottom without any problem. 8 is bad news for all of us. So we're looking for a 7, really. We've got a 1. We've got a 5. We've got a 6, 7. Beautiful. Go to script H70.
You have safely reached the bottom of the tower. There you notice a dais with a renewed Furple sitting on it. The creature hasn't detected your presence yet. You freeze, entirely unable to take your eyes away from the dais. It seems to be radiating power, and its examination may reveal the secrets of the tower.
Unlock scripts H71, lock scripts H7, unlock scripts H60, lock scripts H41, unlock scripts H63. Beautiful. Okay, this is us. Let's go to H60, shall we? If token A is in slot 2, it is. Go to script H56. Oh, sorry, 64. If you have the Tower Secrets Part 5 status, you have already examined it. We don't.
You enter an alcove partly filled with sand. The stone walls of the room, here and there overgrown with fossilized algae, carry blurred engravings of Fae, helping dragons fight an enormous fire. The rest of the picture is unintelligible, yet you imagine there are more scenes of cooperation.
Gain 1 essence. Woo! Okay, we're up to 4 essence. If you have the Light in the Shadows Part 4, look at that, Skull Grimaces. Those mean monsters must have started that fire by themselves. We don't have it, so I shouldn't have read that. Forget I said it. Gain the Secrets in the Tower Part 5 and 6. Let me just read this again. Gain 1 essence. If you have the Light in the Shadows Part 4, we don't. Gain the Tower Secrets Part 5 and Part 6. So I think that's all that. If you have the Lights in the Shadow Part status, is this requirement met? No, it's not. Gain the Tower Secrets Part 5. Okay. We've got 1 and 5 now. And continue the exploration. Don't know really what I learnt there. Let's go to H71, shall we?
The column is overgrown with peculiar scabs which remind you of dried sponge or coral. If it wasn't next to impossible, you would say that the place used to be underwater once.
Continue the exploration. Well, H63 it is. Here we go.
A renewed Furple perches on a ceremonial, intricately decorated altar, which seems to be an important part of the tower. A close examination could give you some desired answers, and so far the Mistling doesn't seem to have noticed you.
Approach the renewed Furple. Make the Furple an offering. Spend 1 food or 2 equipment. Give the artifact to the Mistling. Requires Secret 08. I think Secret 08 was our figures from memory. I'm just going to check. Was Secret 08 our translucent figures? I think they were. We used them last time. Secret 08? Translucent figures. Okay, interesting. We can try and offer it food, though. We do have food. Let's do it. Script H74.
The renewed Furple stares at the offered items to evaluate them, and then gathers them and proudly walks away. The altar it meditated on is now accessible.
Okay, chase after it, leave it alone. Let's leave it alone. Don't need another fight, let's focus on the altar. Gain Secret 17. I mean, maybe I should have fought it. I don't really know what was best. I didn't realise it was like chase after. We gave it food. Why would they then go and punch it in the face? It doesn't make sense. Okay, H75. Add a renowned Furple to a renewed Furple, not a renowned. Renewed Furple to the random combats. Oh, hold on. Gain Secret 17. We've done that. That's this one. Add a renewed Furple to the random combats and continue the exploration. Furple was our go-to for a long period of time. Renewed Furple. Random. I'm looking at the wrong things. Renewed Furple. These are not it either. Okay, good. Renewed Furple. We'll get there. Renewed Furple. Here we go. Where is the Renewed Furple? There's a Furple. Renewed Furple. It is 4 essence to tame. Okay, let's add that to our deck over here. We'll tuck you back in there. And we'll tuck you back in over this side just so I don't mess all of that up. Continue the exploration. H75. Examine the altar or leave. I guess I'll examine it then. This ends the scenario. Well, this has been interesting. One without any combat.
The altar is a remarkable structure. It contains a few metal elements, none of which are corroded. Surprised by that discovery, you keep examining the altar until you find a few unintelligible inscriptions and small blue crystals, gently glowing with power. Once you have finished examining the structure, you sit on the altar and close your eyes. And then the visions start. You are someone else. You shrug your wings in surprise when you discover the element of darkness lurking right behind the thin, invisible veil separating the worlds. Somehow you know that your world needs it. The light is becoming stronger, and it must be countered like other elements. Otherwise the balance will get shattered, and chaos will ensue. Your visit to the dragon monks proved that the crystal is not working well anymore, and in time, the floating islands will come crashing down to the ground. A shiver ripples down your wings. You become suddenly aware of them. You are thankful that you're not an earthbound human. Once the survival of the floating islands is secured, perhaps it will be possible to convince the dragons that noble Artios is willing to help, and that there is no need to imprison it. It doesn't happen very often, but still, Artios is full of fear. The vision dissipates, but your mind is still not your own. Alien thoughts reach you, wishing to communicate with you. Suddenly, you are sure it is Artios itself, whatever it means, and that it can sense the soul within you. The thing troubling your mind must be the soul of the dragon that died near Keoburg. Artios is imprisoned in a building somewhere in the eastern swamps. With your mind's eyes, you see yourself soaring over the land until you see the location of the prison. The cry for help is clear. Artios wants you to free it. In return, it will help you with the dragon's soul.
Okay. If you have at least 3 parts of the Tower Secrets, go to script H88. We've only got 2? We've only got 2. Whoopsie. Go to script H89.
A vibration snaps you out of the vision. The stone you're sitting on trembles, and the crystal's blue glow intensifies. The smell of algae and the sea appears in the air. The metal elements of the altar begin to spin, and your stone juts up, pushed by a strong jet of water. You tumble to the ground and spring up all soaking wet. The water level in the room rises quickly, and soon you and the mistlings frantically flail your arms to stay on the surface. The level keeps rising until it reaches the upper floor. You manage to crawl out there.
Well, that was lucky. If you have the Light in the Shadows Part 4 status, we don't. Go to script H78.
Night has already fallen, and your head is swirling with memories and new bits of information. You decide to sort it out on the way, though. There is no time to rest. You must move on until you reach Artios and learn the truth. And hopefully get rid of your problem, the assumed dragon soul that lives in your body.
End the exploration. Congratulations, you've reached the end of the scenario. Take the world map, flip world card map 08. I feel like we should have done the combat now. We kind of we backed out of that one. I thought it was the right thing to do. He took our food and he left. I thought he was our friend. Okay, let's put these secrets back in because we don't need these. Secret 11. There we go. Okay, take the world map. I can do that. It's around here somewhere. Here it is. Take the world map. Let me just show you that there. That works. We need the world map cards. Where are they? Are they over here? If World Map 09 is still, flip World Map card 08 to explored. Okay. If World Map card 09 is still available, gain World Map card unexplored side up 9. So that's this one. We've already got it. So yeah, we've done the 2 we needed to do. Open a random booster. Let's tuck these back in. Take all the cards behind the advancement deck. 1 second. Let's get a random booster. There's only 3 left. Okay, let's tuck this out of the way. We'll just clear this up and we'll have a look at what we get in here. We might also just go to a Z location, knowing that that won't take very long, and it means next time we start, we can start straight into an investigation. So right, let's have a little look at what we get in this random booster. Okay, we have Nature's Patience. Nature's Patience is here. Gain 1 power. Bonus action as an upgrade. 1 power. Release Wrath. Deal X magical damage in range 2, where X is your shield. Huge if we can find a strong earth elemental. Kindling. We should just grab these just in case one of these comes up. So we'll just have a little look. We've got Wind Tunnel, Lumina Flow, Flame Barrier, 1 with Armor, Combustion, and Blinding Radiance. Okay, Kindling. Attack. Gain 1 power for every 2 damage dealt with this attack. 2 of those. Nice. Stomp. Deal 3 magical damage and silence to each opponent in range 2. Reduce this damage by the opponent's shield instead of magical shield. +2 attack for the discard pile. Starving Bolt. Deal 3 damage in range 3 for every neutral card in your discard pile. If it's a light elemental, we trigger. Okay. Wind Tunnel. Blink X where X is your movement and then trigger. We've got that one. We can put that one in here. There we go. There's Wind Tunnel, and we can tuck this over into the removed ones. We have Blinding Radiance. Discard all power, resolve the corresponding effect. 0 to 3 discarded, deal 2 magical damage in any range. 4 to 8 discarded, deal 6 magical damage and slow in any range. 9 to 10 discarded, deal 9 magical damage, slow and weak in any range. That's huge. Was this Blinding Radiance? I think it was, right? There we go. So we can put you on there and we'll tuck you out of the way. I'll just show you that card. There you go. There is Blinding Radiance. I'm not entirely sure what that is in comparison to that, but there we go. Blinding Radiance. And then we have Combustion, which I think is also one of these. Combustion. Deal 2 magical damage with Pierce 1 in range 2 for each burn on the opponent. There's Combustion. So we'll tuck that one down here and tuck that in the removed. And then we have Erratic Torrent. If you are in a petal space, move. If you're in a different petal space, attack. If you're in a different petal space, attack with +2 and drain. Nice, I like all of those. Right, let's try and just keep these in some kind of order. Let's tuck this back over here. So we've got earth, we've got fire, we've got light, we've got wind and wind, we've got water, and we've got another fire. Okay, perfect. Let's just go back to this one, because next up, so all of the cards that we get, I've been keeping that are element based, I've been keeping in this deck here. So we'll tuck those to the back and I'll sort them into what elements they are. But this is now full, so I don't know what to do with that. And then we need the advancement deck. How many fatigue have we got? I think we might have 3, so we're getting 5 cards. Take all of the advancement decks, shuffle them, 1 fewer for minimum missing decks to a minimum of 3. Sorry, 1 fewer for each fatigue deck to a minimum of 3. Oh, I think I got this wrong last time. Choose 3 cards, so we're getting 5, right? Yeah, because 8 take away 3 is 5. So we have full focus. I feel like we've already got this one. But full focus, which is 1 move and then +1 to your move, +1 to both your shields. That's the card number 1. Number 2 is full focus. Oh, good. Let's just try and shuffle these again. Just going to quickly do a proper shuffle. Bear with. I feel like I've shuffled these. I think it's just a coincidence but when I was shuffling I noticed that there was another 2 that were right next to each other, so can't hurt to do this. Okay, we've got 2 full focuses. Next up we have a double strike. We've seen this already. Attack, you may spend 3 to attack again. Good if you've got quests for deal X amount of damage in those. Disperse, gain 1 power, and as an upgrade, whenever an opponent deals magical damage, reduce it by 1 for each space between you and the opponent. That's card number 4. And card number 5 is Hunch. Move, trigger 1 chosen card to the left of this card. How do I feel about that? It's pretty good to have a move action, and then a trigger is always pretty good, but we have to wait for it to be all the way to the right, which I don't know how I feel about. We're definitely going to take double strike. I don't feel like I really want any of these. I'm going to take Hunch and I'm going to take Disperse. Full focus is pretty good, but I'm less concerned about the shields at this moment in time. Okay, that can go back over there. These can go into our deck over here as advanced cards. Take the 8 divider cards, do that, choose 3 cards, place them back behind the unlocked divider, place the rest of the cards, remove all fatigue, fully heal your missing, save the game and start another scenario. Look, we went through with no combat, so what we're going to do very quickly is we're going to grab this. I'm just going to move this out of the way. We are going to go to a Z location, I don't know what one, and just have a little look around. I feel like I've been to some of these and I don't know what ones I've been to. We could go back here. We haven't been back here. We went back here. I feel like we've been back here. I don't know if we went to Z4. I'm going to try and go to Z4. If we've been there before, I'm going to restart a different one. But I feel like we went to one of these and I can't remember which one. Z04.
The depths of the forest where you once strayed are full of powerful mistlings that may help you in your endeavours.
Track mistlings, make an offering, visit another place. What does make an offering do? Throwing coins into the pond adds up to 2 times. Spend 2 silver to gain 1 essence, then start one of the available scenarios. We're going to track a mistling. Draw all tier 1 and tier 2 cards. We're not going to do that. Visit another place. Choose a different world site. So I think we've been there. I'm going to go to Z2 and just see if that was any different. Have we been there before?
The glade with the ancient tree and the surroundings of the newly risen mound are dangerous. There are many wild, ill-tempered mistlings, beasts from beyond the portal, and who knows what else.
Yeah, we haven't been here before. Track mistlings, meditate by the mound, investigate the portal sealed by the dragon. I just want to see what ones close this off, because I don't really want to go to one of these places, have a look around, not gain anything, and then wrap up. I'd really like to walk away from this using my essence to tame a mistling, although I guess it would be really helpful to have that in a future scenario possibly. But K's, we're looking for Z's. Where are Z's in this book? J's. Z, what were we looking at? Investigate the portal, Z20. The book is just easier to seeing how it ends without reading it. Start one of the available scenarios. I don't want to go there. I want to track mistlings. Meditate by the mound. Gain 1 essence. I want to go to track mistlings. Draw all the Earth and Darkness Mistlings. Now we're talking. So these are the ones we've got. We're looking for Earth and Darkness. Okay, these are all the Earth and Darkness ones we've got. I'll show you those in a second. Let's just tuck these back out of the way. We'll move these out of the way and we'll have a little look at what we've got. Bear with. We'll move the map. So, as we've got 4 essence, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could get any one of these. We've got the the renewed Galomo, which I think moves a bit further. I guess we could find the cards, right? If we find no, they're not in there with it, so we need to find them in here. 1 second. A renewed Galomo is this one. 34 damage, 34 health, 2 and 2 for movement, no shields. I lost the space that we were in. Hold on. Galomo. Renewed Galomo. Let me just grab this and we'll use this as our thing. So we've got the Young Bulb, which I think is going to have a quest with it. So let's have a little look. I think we're going to go with a dark thingy, but hold on. Young Bulb. Let me just quickly do this. Bear with me. Sorry, I know this is a bit of a pain. Renewed Galomo. Okay. So the Young Bulb is this dude. 35 is also a water one. 35 health, 2 damage, 1 move, and 1 shield. That's not horrendous, and he looks pretty cool. Is it wrong to judge this on whether they look cool or not? I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad. Right. Okay. Who's next? The Gaidon. I don't think we want the Gaidon. Then we have a Dark Talion or a Shadeclaw. We cannot have a Shadeclaw, but we could go Dark Talion. So let's have a little look at that. Here we go. It's this dude. Let's just tuck you in there for now. So this is the Dark Talion. Looks pretty cool, although it's got tentacles coming out of his butt. 30 health, 3 damage and 3 moves. There is a tame card. There is a let the Dark Talion experience the swamp that devoured light. We're going there next, right? We need to pick this up. We need to pick this up, right? Simple as that. We need to pick it up. I mean, when it levels up, it's only doing an extra 1 damage, really. That's the only positive. But we don't have any strong darkness ones. I think we're going to take you. We're going to spend all 4 of our essence. 1, 2, 3, 4. I bet we come across something amazing in the next thing, right? We're going to come across something that we just desperately want. Disappointed that we couldn't get the Shadeclaw, but is what it is. We're going to take the Dark Talon, so this can go in the removed cards or back in the potential cards over here. We need to put you, and there's another card I have to put in the thing, right? What card is it? Oh, it's already in there. That's why. I'm an idiot. Right, okay, where's our encyclopedia? Over here. Let's just zoom out so you guys can see what's going on. In our encyclopedia, we're looking for card 40. 40. Here it is. We're going to tuck this in here so we can have a little read. Dark Talons weren't known until the recent eclipse. They spilled out of the portals to find out that animals are much easier to hunt in the human world. Contrary to popular belief, Dark Talons aren't cruel or evil. These mistlings can be tamed and can become close friends with humans, other mistlings and even animals for that. However, they need serious training. Okay, so we've got our first proper dark doodah. Love that. And the story quest is let the Talion experience swamps that devoured the light. That's where we're heading next, although we might go and do the Perilous Seas one. But there we go. Taming is done. We'll add you to the party. Welcome to the party, pal. There we go. And next time we'll pick this back up. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, hit the like button. All of those things, they really help. Apologies that this one was a little bit shorter without any combat in, but I think from our point of view, we've made some reasonable progress. There's our little buddy. We made some reasonable progress, and we must be getting close to the end of the story, considering there's only 3 spaces left on the map. But we'll go back to this area next, the Storm Archipelago with the Perilous Seas. So we'll pick that up. It's kind of a side quest, really. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your comments, your thoughts, if you're enjoying this, if you're not enjoying it, all of those things. And I will see you again soon. Thank you.